it sounds a bit mad, but one of the things I think you should be able to do is a pull-up. Stick with me here. You might end up in a position one day, for whatever reason, where you're hanging. So the floor might cave in and you're hanging or whatever. Sounds a bit mad, but if you can pull yourself up, that can be the difference between basically life and death. Now, bit of a deep one, but yeah, so just on one of the chest and back sessions now today from my strength and shape building system. So just doing a couple of priming sets. Now, when it comes to the key lifts and the first one with the compounds, I like to use pyramid sets quite a lot. So what you want to do, because we're going to be tapping right into like the kind of strength rep ranges, you don't want to be going in trying to hit the heavy weights without kind of working up to them. So that's what we're just doing here now. So I'll probably hit like a little set of 8, which will probably be the start of the pyramid sets, and then I'll start tapering up into the 4 reps where we'll really tap into that strength side. Then I'll taper back down towards the 8 reps, obviously lowering the weight a little bit, and then getting the best of both worlds then, getting that strength aspect but still tapping into them hypertrophy rep ranges. So again, that was one of the priming sets really, but I used it as my 8 reps. Then we've done the 6, and then now I'm kind of going to look to top out, so I'm going to be aiming for my 4 reps here. So really tapping into that strength side. Then I'm going to start to taper the weight back down after my 4 sets to get around my 6 and my 8. And again, you're just kind of getting that bit of volume, but driving that strength as well, so you're getting the best of both worlds. So I don't know how these are going to go down, to be fair. I don't feel the best. Go. Nice. And that's what it should be looking like when you're pushing for strength. Don't want to leave anything in the tank really. Got to be maxing out, so you'll shit yourself. Right, so we've topped out obviously on the 4, end up getting 5, you'll shit yourself. And then now this is where we'll start tapering the reps back up a bit. So we're aiming for that kind of 6 to 8 now, and then dropping the weight obviously. So starting to drive them reps up a little bit. With this kind of style of training and how I run things with the strength and shape building system, because you're going to be maxing out on, especially on your pyramids, and then like our second lift, which obviously we'll go into, because you're really pushing the weight. The central nervous system's getting a good hammering, and then because of the frequency, especially of this session, it's twice a week, so it's getting hit to maximum twice a week. So there's a big emphasis on the rest aspect and the recovery, because it's not just about obviously hitting the muscle. Because we're really pushing thresholds and pushing that strength, the central nervous system's getting a bit of a beating, so we need to make sure we're resting properly, fueling properly, to get the body to respond how we want it. As you can see, fucked it. I'm going to get into some pull-ups now. So I was just saying with Jack now, Jack's been saying when he does these now he remembers something that I said. So one of the big things I always say is, as not just a guy, but I think anyone, and it sounds a bit mad, but one of the things I think you should be able to do is a pull-up. Because again, stick with me here, you might end up in a position one day for whatever reason where you're hanging. So the floor might cave in and you're hanging or whatever. Sounds a bit mad, but if you can pull yourself up, that can be the difference between basically life and death. Now, a bit of a deep one, but I'm going to get into some pull-ups now, and we're just going to work off like rep ranges here. So it's just body weight, and we're just going to top out for max reps across 4 to 5 sets. So one of the other big things about your pull-up as well is make sure we're training it through the full range. So when you're looking to get stronger in your pull-up, make sure we're getting that full stretch. You're going to get stronger, you're just going to get way better at them, more effective, you're going to get more bang for your buck. So try not to do the partials where we're only kind of going to there. Let it right out, get that stretch. That's where you build the strength through the stretching phase and the lowering phase of a pull-up. So this is your strengthening phase here now, full length up, hold your contraction, so you get stronger in this part. Right, so now some laterals. So if you know me, you know all of the lateral. It's got to be drop sets. Now I always like to throw laterals in because it's going to help cut this part off of your shoulder. So obviously a big thing that guys want is this shape across here. I bang on about it all the time, where the t-shirt fits nice here, tight at the waist and hangs there. So laterals are really going to help on that now. Because of the type of fibres in your shoulders, in your delt muscles, you need to make sure that you're kind of hitting them with a lot of reps. So I hit laterals probably 3 times a week in every session I do, just to give it that frequency. And again, nice high volume. So that's where the drop sets come in. So normally I'll either do a double drop set or a triple drop set, but today we're just going to go double. So I'm going to go a little bit heavier and then with a lighter one and then just rep out. So here we go.
Another?
Nice.
You for another or?
No. I'm going to say that I'm saying then to Jack, when you're doing things like this, don't get too caught up on the weight, the sets, and especially the reps. Like, in order to obviously make the body change, you need to kind of force it. So push the thresholds, push the numbers with your weights. Don't worry about, you know, hitting, oh, I've got to hit 8, 10 or 12. Just push the numbers. If you only get 4 or 5 heavier weight, just drop it down. So if your movements start going to shit, keep the quality there. When they start going to shit, drop the weight, get the reps, but just keep pushing the threshold. That's how your body's going to change.
Go on. Go on.
There we go. About 4 or 5 reps on every one of them then. And I started on like 8s and 12s. So pushed it, good workout, good pump, good rest now for about 3 weeks.